once again. Phenomenal film. One thing that I thought was really incredible of what you guys did was the cinematography. It was really a beautifully shot film. If I were to describe it, I'd say that it was very sophisticated and very deliberate. And I was wondering what made you choose to have the tendency for more linear movement and stagnant shots as opposed to something more fluid and a free-flowing type of camera movement.
Now, first of all, we decided to do the film in 35 millimeters, which was very important for me because all the texture of the tissues and the incredible colors and everything, digital cameras cannot give that so softly and with so much sensuality. And I tried by the mise en scène and the camera movements to be as sensual as I could, and to make the film like opium, very slow and something that gives that sense of pleasure also. And
so with the colors, was that something that you were trying to instill in that type of opium feel as well?
Yeah, and there is a line in the film. It starts with a lot of white because the atelier were white. Eve is wearing white dresses to work and everything. And then the more you go into the film, it goes more darker and deep reds. We really thought about these colors, and the colors of Yves Saint Laurent's work are very, very special. We said Yves Saint Laurent pink or Yves Saint Laurent blue. They're very precise. So it's like doing painting in a way. You have all your colors and you draw like this.
I found the relationship between Yves and Jacques to be really beautiful and really moving. I was wondering what to try and look into Saint Laurent's mind a little bit, what the reason behind that relationship was, what was so infatuating. I read that you said that as far as the character Jacques goes, it could have been anyone. It was more interesting for the downfall. And I was wondering, is Jacques more of a symbol for the times that's infatuating to
Yes,
Yves?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You said it very right. I think Yves was ready to cross the mirror in a way, and he was the perfect person at that time, to make him cross the mirror. And I think he was very attractive and brilliant, and what I've heard, from this person, yes, was very attractive.
And so as an actor, that's a pretty big thought, the idea that this guy symbolizes the times. How did you motivate yourself to have it be something more intimate than him just being in love with the times?
Same, you just said it. I think with Louis Garrel, the actor who played Jacques de Bachère, the first thing we said to each other was, the most important thing for us was to play it like if there was a real passion and a real love between those two characters. Even if on Jacques de Bachère's side you can ask yourself if he was really in love with Yves or just playing with him. But, for Louis, it was important to just play it as if he was totally in love with the character, and then all the rest is taken care of by the script and the scenes. But for us, it was just pure emotion,
As far as his introduction into drugs and the inspiration of the camera movement as far as opium, what part do you think that really played as far as their relationship? Do you think it was more of an addiction to this type of experience, or is it strictly for the period that he represents?
Well, I think the period is very, important. That's why I really concentrated on end of the 60s and this moment in the 70s, because I think it was very interesting about, freedom and experience and everything. After that, I think since he's born, Yves is very fragile and close from a constant depression, and there is Yves by day and Yves by night, and I really like this mix. It makes the person complex, but I don't think you can understand one without the other, and I do not think he would be such a genius without the night and the drugs. It's what makes us complex.
That touch of darkness as well.
Yes.
You avoided certain traditional cliches isn't the right word, but techniques in a biopic that you usually have. And one thing that I found really interesting was your establishing of the character of Yves through the letter of Andy Warhol. You didn't have any of his build-up. It was bam, we're already there. And so was that to maintain focus on just these 10 years and really the mindset of Yves at the time?
Yeah, because I don't think you can, tell everything. If you tell too much, you don't tell anything. You know, so concentration was very important. And for example, the letter to Andy Warhol, which I invented, in one phrase, you don't have with that to show, Eve on the front of the magazines, or Eve photographed, or all these images that we've seen many times. And this is much more intimate to say, dear Andy, you and me are both stars, you know, and everything is said. It's very minimal, but we are very close from the character with that. For me, it was more interesting.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thanks very much, guys.
Thanks.
I think my time's all out.
Great.
Really a pleasure.